have that these Chinese EVs would spy on Ontarians or listen to their phone calls. What are you basing that on?
Well, it's very simple. When the Prime Minister and his team are over there, they use burner phones. You're making a deal with a country with burner phones, and Prime Minister did mention when he got elected that the number one country for national security threat is China. And we know when you hook up your phone, they're going to be listening. Simple as that. And anyone who doesn't believe that is very, very naive. So we're going to...
But by that logic, are you concerned about the Chinese-made phone in your pockets, or your iPhone is made in China? Are you concerned with that?
I'm concerned about cybersecurity and the threat of China. That's what I'm concerned about. So we're going to always make sure that we think twice before we have countries come in here and we get nothing back. We get absolutely, Ontarians get nothing back but a threat of jobs in the auto sector.
To be clear, it was not the Prime Minister himself didn't speak to you about this deal. Who was it that gave you a few hours notice?
Minister LeBlanc.
Are you surprised that it wasn't the Prime Minister himself who gave you a
Yeah, I wouldn't say not surprised. I'm disappointed because we had such a great relationship, and I look forward to continuing a great relationship. But it's all about communication and collaboration and partnership. They keep preaching it. Well, at least I know where I stand now.
Isn't this deal good for consumers, though? I mean, car prices are exorbitant right now.
At what cost? Auto workers' jobs? No, I don't think it's a good deal. So I think that we should focus and support our auto workers here.
On Monday, though, you had said that you were going to text the Prime Minister to hopefully set up a phone call. So since Monday to when that announcement was made, you heard nothing back from him?
No, I didn't. No, I actually didn't bother texting. I've been in communication with his minister, Jolie, along with Minister LeBlanc, and the Prime Minister knows my number. And I thought we had a good enough relationship that he'd give me a quick text or a little bit of communication. That never happened. That's fine. Like I said, I know where I stand with him.
Was there a reason for you to not be in the trip to China with the Prime Minister and Premier Scott Moe as well?
No, I never got an invite, but that's all right. I'm very close allies with Premier Moe. And he's doing what he has to do, like every other premier. Protect your sectors in your province. And he's always a good ally, a good friend, and I'll help him any way we can.
But you got nothing or not enough in return? I mean, Canada says Canada will accept 49,000 vehicles, and Canada expects that China will reduce the tariffs. They haven't really committed to it. There's no movement on pork, as Log Canoe said.
That's right.
There's lobsters and crabs, but not fish. So did the Prime Minister give up an awful lot without getting enough in return? Well,
I believe he did. He's hurting Ontario, and that's what I'm focused on. The premiers across the country, they're going to have to comment on their sector, but I'm focused on Ontario right now.
Do you regret not being there in China, though? Critics say that you should have pushed your way in and been at the table.
Well, when you see the plane take off on the news and away you go, I'm not running down the runway to hold on to the wheels, I'll tell you that. So if he wanted me there, he'd ask me there.
Do you think the outcome of this trip would have been different if you were there? You would have stopped this deal?
Well, I just want communication, not just myself, but the people in the auto sector. And I think they went in there, they were misinformed about the auto sector, and now I think they're playing catch up. So we'll get through this, and I'm going to be focused on making sure that the federal government supports our auto sector and the auto workers. Nothing means more to me than the frontline auto workers.
Premier, we could have a federal election this year. Are you going to make sure this issue is on the front burner so that it might cost Mr. Carney's party seats in Ontario, given how important this issue is to your province?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to get involved in the federal election if it comes along. Will be an issue 100%, everything. And I don't give two hoots if you're from the green, orange, red, blue party. Who's going to support Ontario? Who's going to support the workers in Ontario? That's what I'm going to be focused on.
In the summer, at the end of the Council of the Federation, you had specifically said that the enemy of our enemy is our friend, and right now Donald Trump, in your words, was acting like the enemy. And the joint communique at the end of COP, it specifically called on the Prime Minister to work with China more. How have you gone from China not being the enemy to now China being the enemy once again?
Well, I think China is always a threat, right from day one. If you're asking me, would I rather make a deal with our closest friends and allies, our number one customer, and we're their number one customer? I'll take our great friends south of the border all day long, twice on Sundays. But in saying that, we're gonna have a challenging USMCA or CUSMA, whatever you want to call it, discussions as we come up to renewing the agreement. And we have to put our best foot forward. We have to put our strengths. We have to diversify our trade around the world and make sure we have fair trade. And that's what we're focused on.
What do you say to people who might look at you and say, your position is constantly shifting? We've gone from Mexico's the problem, to China's the problem, to Trump's the problem, now China's the problem again. What do you say to people who say that you can't figure out a set position and the Prime Minister's just got to figure out what's best for the country?
Well, I talk on sheer facts. When you have parts coming in from China again into Mexico, slapping a Made in Mexico sticker on, and then costing American and Canadian auto jobs, I have to call them out. Maybe I'm the only one with a backbone to tell the truth. China is always a threat, and anyone who doesn't think they're a threat, you got to think twice, because they are for our national security, especially. So, I'm just telling you the facts. And as for the U.S., President Trump is going to do what President Trump does. And he may change his mind back and forth. But we have to make sure that we create the environment and the conditions for companies around the world to invest here in Ontario. And that's what we're doing, and we're asking for the federal government support, no matter if it's building out our military, building ships. I'd love them to be built in Hamilton at the Ontario shipyards. They're a great company. Buy Canadian steel, by Canadian workers, and more specifically, Ontario steel and Ontario workers and Ontario technology. That's what I'd like to see. I'm sorry.
At least I know where I stand. What do you mean by that? Do you think that the Prime Minister's kind of pushed you off to the side now and is not taking into account your views?
Well, when someone doesn't communicate and preaches partnerships and then goes out and makes a deal that isn't good for Ontario, you know where you stand. So hopefully we can continue working together and communicating a lot better than what happened when he went over to China. And we'll work together. I'll work with anyone.
Trying to make it more difficult to keep the auto jobs that exist from the big three in Ontario. It's going to make it more difficult negotiating with the Americans.
I believe it's going to make it a lot more difficult bringing in Chinese vehicles that are built over in China, and they're going to cost the workers in the auto sector jobs and reciprocal jobs as well. The supply chain and everyone that is employed there, that goes out shopping and buys their kids, maybe jeans or put an addition on their house. Now there's going to be uncertainty. There's going to be uncertainty in the sector, and all you have to do is talk to anyone within the supply chain or the OEMs, and they'll tell you this is not a good move. We got nothing out of it. So hopefully we'll have an opportunity to sit down when we go to Ottawa and have a chat with them.
Premier, the glass bottles used for Crown Royal are produced, as it turns out, at a facility in Brampton. Are you concerned that your boycott will further hurt Ontario jobs and Ontario workers, sir?
No, not at all. If Crown Royal wants to come and put a proposal on the table that they're going to replace those jobs with other areas like bottles, like packaging, like other areas, and replace the jobs that they took out of Ontario, by all means. I'm flexible, but my number one job is to protect the workers here in Ontario, protect their communities, protect the people of Ontario, and I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that we protect them. But